Welcome to our Daily Bread. I'm Father Paul Seil, and today joining me in the kitchen is Father Dave Richards, what I consider a real young priest, you know. How long have you been ordained?
6 years.
6 years.
5 months.
5 months?
Something like that.
Something like that. Okay, a young priest, and we're going to talk about cooking in the rectory, and we're going to make a few dishes that, you know, we priests could make at home pretty easily. We're going to start with a Caprese salad. We're also going to have a pork chop Milanese and chicken Saltimbocca. Now, but before you went into the seminary, you actually lived down on the West Coast.
Yeah, I was in San Jose, and I was working for a company that, you know, kind of data network company, and I was in sales. So I had to do some cooking on my own.
Okay. I think everybody knows a Caprese salad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but we're going to make it a little different and easy. You're going to, like, poke those tomatoes, if you wouldn't mind. Yeah.
I'm aerating the tomatoes.
Well, you're not really aerating them as so much as you're getting the juice to come out of them. Are they all aerated?
They're all aerated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you throw them in with these. Now, these are little kind of fresh mozzarella balls, okay? Little ones.
All right.
Instead of
using the big ones. It kind of looks like marshmallows, the mini marshmallows.
It does, yeah.
Just dump it all in?
Dump them all in.
All right.
And then if you just mix them up with this little thing here, just give them a good turn around. I'm going to put a little salt in there. So you see, this is, it's not like your typical Caprese salad. It's something little pepper.
How am I doing?
You're doing fantastic.
Well,
this is great. Let me put a little vinegar in here. There we go. Actually, more than a little, because that's going to actually serve as our salad dressing as well. And a little of virgin olive oil, okay? Now look at, so that's really going to be basically it, except for the best part and the most flavorful part of a Caprese salad would be what, would you say?
The
basil.
Basil. I
knew you were going to say it. I could see it. So what we're going to do...
I'll just take a little piece?
No. Put it back there.
Oh, geez. Sorry, Father.
That's all right. It's like cooking with the anal retentive chef. All right. Now what you do, just take a couple of sprigs off there. No. Here, like this.
Oh.
Like that many.
All right.
Then put the leaves together and roll them up like that. And then what you do is you slice them off in little threads. And you can do that, right?
I never knew that. This is great.
Well, they call it chiffonade, but I don't know. It's just chopped basil.
Father Paul, do you like cooking with music?
Yeah, I always have music on usually. Why?
Just wondering.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Thanks for that. This is our salad spinner. Do you ever use a salad spinner?
Never.
You always should use a salad spinner because all the dressing and everything sticks much better to the lettuce when it's dried in a salad spinner. Now, Father, you were out in San Diego.
San Jose.
Yeah. Do you know the way to? How was it out there? Did you like it?
It was amazing. Great climate.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a millionaire, so
How close did you come?
Not far, not close at all.
Okay. So,
but I am the richest man alive, not financially.
What?
Fulfillment.
You're the richest in fulfillment?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Finding the call of what I was created to be in life. Do I need to do more?
No, that's fine. I'd like to rather talk about what. Just hold on a second. So you said you're the richest man in the world, not in financial means. You know, they're really important. No, that's not as important as being fulfilled. But what caused you to leave the beautiful climate? You're originally from Buffalo.
Yes.
South Buffalo?
University Heights area.
Oh, University Heights. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Rounds, Highgate, Minnesota.
Got it. Okay.
Lisbon.
So you went to San Jose, and how long were you out there?
About 4.5 years.
And did you just immediately come back and say, I want to be a priest? Or did you decide out there that you wanted to do it? How did this work?
I kind of had a feeling since I was a kid about this vocational call to be a priest, but I kind of thought it was suppressed. And finally, March 8th, 2004, I had an undeniable experience. Yeah, it was crazy.
Can you ever talk about it? Or?
Sure. I just had this message that came in bullet points. Break up with your fiance, quit your job. Tell your family you're moving back to Buffalo to go into the seminary and discern the priesthood. Just like that.
Wow, that's a dramatic story. I never heard this before.
It was crazy.
So how did your fiance, you were engaged?
Yeah.
How'd she take it?
Not good.
How old were you when you just had this
31,
revelation?
just before my 32nd
31,
birthday.
Okay. All right. So, and was it a hard transition back?
It was pretty tough, but because, I was walking away from everything I was comfortable with, I dropped everything, and
wow.
so But it all worked out.
Now, you have just become involved in a YouTube sensation for mostly geared towards younger folks.
Yeah, middle schoolers.
Middle schoolers.
5th through 8th graders, also for younger teens.
And tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's a video series on YouTube called In a Word with Father Dave, and we just try and use topics that perhaps would, that they might be dealing with in their own lives. Faith, peer pressure, you name it, all kinds of stuff.
Well, one that I saw that was very beautiful and interesting, I thought, and very helpful even to me, was the one on prayer.
Do you realize that God wants to hear it all? Prayer is essential to our lives. It's our relationship with God. It's how we love God and how we let God love us. Now, there is nothing we can do to change God's constant, great, abundant love for each and every one of us. In fact, our prayers don't change God at all, but our prayers change us. We should always be trying to change for the better and allowing God to work on us when we pray. So if you're thinking, dude, I don't even know how to start to pray, that's okay. Here are a few good ideas. First, the greatest prayer the church has is the Mass. It's the Eucharist. We have to make it a priority. It's one day a week. No distractions, no texting, no work. It's just you, your community, and your God. And it's the most important prayer that we have that will help us enhance our relationship with our God. And then there's prayers like the Our Father and the Hail Mary, beautiful prayers that have stood the test of time, prayers that we say every day. They offer us peace, consolation, and give us the comfort that we need. Did you know that having a conversation with God is a prayer? Let Him know what you're struggling with. Let Him know the decisions that you have to make that might be tough. Let Him know what you're grateful for. God wants to hear all of it. Lastly, we can pray by just being quiet. The world can be so darn loud, even in our own minds. We can be worried about the past, concerned about the future, but we need to listen to what God is asking of us right here today. So here's your challenge. Go to Mass this week. Take in what God is offering you. The music, the Word of God, the Eucharist, the community. All together, all in prayer. I think more than anything, what I find is that I want to make sure that these kids have a foundation so that, you know, when they get out in the world and among their peers at school, they can actually have something to say, hey, listen, this is why it's important. Because the world's view is very different than God's view.
Yeah.
Should I just stick my hands in and try it?
Well, I clean my hands. You can just try a taste of it.
Okay.
I'm just seeing if it's,
all right.
You know, the thing is to always taste your food and see if it's got enough acid, enough oil.
That really tastes great.
You like it? Mm-hmm. It needs a little more vinegar.
And you know what, Father Paul? I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Careful. I really don't eat tomatoes, but I think I'm going to try a tomato today.
Oh, cheapers. Okay. All right.
How's that? Is that a good
That's
scoop?
good, yeah. And make sure you get some of the cheese. Oh, yeah, the cheese
Oh, I got
is
a lot
really
of
good.
cheese.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay.
The mozzarella.
Yeah.
Are you Italian, Father Paul?
No, I am Alsatian and Irish heritage, I believe. Although I have not yet had my, get a little more mozzarella. Just the mozzarella. I don't want more any lettuce
That's
there.
it?
Yeah, just a little mozzarella. That's good. Give yourself a little more, too. You deserve it. You work so hard.
No, that's plenty.
See, now this is easy to serve for somebody. What I normally would do, too, I'd let the tomatoes soak a little bit longer in the olive oil and the vinegar just to let it kind of
Marinade.
or macerate, or
yeah.
aerate, as you like to say.
Yeah.
Okay. You should taste the basil there. God bless this food which we receive. Mmm. Oh, stop it. Are you kidding?
I just made my first tomato.
Was it good?
Oh, it's pretty good.
What do you mean, your first tomato ever?
Well,
Wow, in a while.
I don't think I've ever had.
These little tiny
Is this a
tomatoes.
cherry tomato?
Yeah, it's a cherry tomato. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I gotta be careful. Food comes shooting out of my mouth if I talk.
You're not allergic, are you? You seem to be getting splotches on your face.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, we'll be back with more of our daily bread, more of these shenanigans, right after this. Welcome back to our Daily Bread. Today we're talking with Father Dave Richards and sharing some recipes and some memories and some of the things that go on in rectory life and the fact that many times now priests need to know how to cook a little something. Today we made Caprese Salad, a type, and we also are going to make in this segment a Milanese style pork chop, and then the last segment today we're going to make some chicken Saltimbocca. And Father Dave has been really opening up his horizons and experiences. Today, for the first time ever, he had a cherry tomato, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't.
Good, okay.
I thought it was great. And
Have
now
you
I
ever had-
see eggs, and I really never eat eggs.
Have you ever had pork?
I have.
Okay, good. Okay, we're going to make a pork chop Milanese. When something's done Milanese
Can we use
style,
this? Like-
you are going to be able to use that, yeah. The flat end.
Flat end?
Flat end, yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, for now, we don't have time.
All right.
No, the flat end is to pound it flat. You use the end with all the little spikes in it if you want to tenderize a piece of tough meat.
Aerate it?
Not aerate it, no. That would not be the word I or anyone would use, but if you'd like to, you certainly can.
I'm a golfer, I think,
It's
aerating.
Oh, you're a good golfer too, aren't you?
I'm terrible.
Oh, I thought you were
But I
pretty
love
good
it.
among the priests, at least. So we're going to make a pork chop Milanese. Now, when something's done Milanese style, it means it's usually fried in a frying pan. Do you ever fry anything much? I mean,
Not much.
Okay. The thing about frying is you got to have it at a heat that's high enough that it'll cook and won't absorb all the oil, but not so high that it burns before we get the pork cooked through to a internal temperature of 145 degrees up to 160. 160 was the old measurement by the USDA. The new measurement is 145. And so I'm going to put this, what am I doing here? I'm going to put that on there and let it heat up enough. And then the oil I'm going to use is, we don't use olive oil for cooking.
So I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. Now, when you have
You're
to
not ignorant,
preheat,
no.
well, when you preheat a frying pan,
Yes.
how long would that take?
On a lower heat for just a couple of minutes, then I'm going to pour the oil in. The oil will heat up fairly quickly. But we don't want to use olive oil because it'll smoke. It has a lower flash point. We want to use a vegetable oil, which is what I'm using today to cook this. Okay, now.
I watch those flash points.
Let's see. Yeah, we don't want, and we're not going to use much olive oil. So what I did was the bone's in the pork chop, but I want you to pound that out to flatten it a little bit.
So skip the bone part?
Yeah, don't crush the bone. We don't want a messy bone. But like, see where the bone is here? Mm-hmm. So in this part here, you want to flatten that.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, good. Oh my goodness.
I like this tool.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's probably almost enough, I think.
Is that enough?
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. You
can
did a
do
great
more.
job. Just a little light touch on them, not too much. Yeah. Yeah, and you see how it's perfect, perfect. Now, why are we cooking it with the bone in? Well, meat tastes better with the bone in, they say. And it also is something which makes a nicer presentation. So what you do, did you ever bread anything?
I don't remember ever breading anything.
Oh, okay.
I put butter on the bread.
Did you ever grow up with human beings or what? Okay. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, your hands are clean, aren't they?
Oh, sure.
Are they? Do you have to wash them?
Yeah,
Wash them. Yeah, wash them. While Father's washing his hands, something he evidently forgets to do quite a bit. You did it at Mass when you offered Mass, right?
Right.
All right, so here you go. Now, well, first you put it in this, lightly, very lightly. Yep. That's perfect, okay.
right.
Then you're going to put it in the egg.
The egg.
And this is going to make the paste that we need, the thing that kind of glues the breadcrumbs to the meat.
And then I go right to the crumbs?
To the crumbs, yeah. And turn it over on, yeah, great. Now I'm going to put a little salt.
Do you salt both sides?
You're supposed to, yeah.
All right.
I figure they bite through it, they taste it on both, but that's, that's me. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah, nobody would really do that. A little pepper. Now, it looks like maybe I put a little too much salt in there, but there is no salt on this. We're very conscious of salt because of blood pressure and things, but you do need some salt, and it does really pull out the flavor of the food. Now, let's see if this looks, oh yeah, this is, you can almost tell by there's little like veins almost in the oil.
Do I bring the dish over?
Sure, you could do that. And let me just drop this in, and you take the dish away. See, and when it goes in like that, it should just start to be sizzling like that. Now let's get rid of this stuff. We can put it over here. So Dave, here we go. I think it's going to be ready on that one side. That's what you want. Beautiful. Yep. I'm going to put it on that side, cook it for a few minutes, and then
So Father Paul, it's just a couple of minutes on each side? And then...
Well, but then you finish it off in the oven at about 300 degrees for maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And I have a thermometer. I like to use the thermometer to check. So, you know, that's at least 140 degrees, maybe a little bit higher. It's probably just about done on that side, too. And I'm going to put this in our oven.
Oh, you put it right in there in the pan.
Yeah, I have these oven-safe pans that, you know, the handles are also stainless steel. So that's your pork chop Milanese. Now, we got the arugula. Now in here, I cut up some more of those cherry tomatoes. I put some dark balsamic vinegar, a little bit of olive oil, a little salt, a little pepper, cucumbers. Did I mention onions? A little bit of celery, okay? So that's all in there. So why don't you take a handful of that arugula and put it over the top there. Okay, just let it fall. It's great. Took a little more. Put a little, just a touch more.
Tad more?
Yeah, that's great.
How's that?
Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, then we're going to go.
Do you worry about plate presentation at all?
I don't usually.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to make it look, you know.
Decent.
Decent, right. Yeah, yeah. Good word.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to put a little more juice over that, a little more of the dressing. Now, the only other thing I'm going to use to give it a little kind of bright sparkle, if you will, is just a little bit of lemon juice over the top. And there you go. Do you think you could make that?
I think I could pull this off.
Yeah, I think you could. You want to try a little taste of
I
this?
would love to.
Go right ahead. And
It's
God
my
bless
favorite
this food
part.
as well.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, see what you think. Get a little pork, get a little, hopefully it's tender. Well, just cut a piece off and eat it.
Oh my gosh. I need a chainsaw here. I'm just kidding there, Father.
Yeah, yeah, Father. It's the young guys, you know. It's the young guys.
Here it is.
Okay. Now, don't just say it. Be honest. I know you're honest, so. Not bad. The only thing I'm going to do is add a touch more of the balsamic vinegar. I think it needs a little more sweetness than that. What's your next in a word going to be like? What's it going to be about? What do you got on the
We're going to touch on Sacrament of Reconciliation, and we're going to try and do one on faith.
Great. Wonderful.
Yeah, like, why do we have faith? Why is faith important? So, kids today, it's a tough question.
Now, if somebody wants to watch In a Word, it's on the Daybreak TV channel.
Correct.
Which has you and the bishop and some of the specials from Daybreak TV, like the making of a basilica. All those things you can watch, a lot of those online or parts of them. Hey, we're going to be back with Father Dave with more of our Daily Bread right after this. Don't go away. Welcome back to our Daily Bread, where today we started with a Caprese salad of a sort. We had then a Milanese-style pork chop, and we're going to end up today our show with some chicken saltimbocca. Father Dave Richards here with us. He's one of the younger priests of the diocese, right? You are, kind of.
Yeah, relatively speaking.
Well, you're not, you know, what are you, 51, 52?
45.
45, yeah. Oh, you just, no.
Thanks
but
for,
you're very youthful. No, you're really youthful.
That.
No,
I could have used maybe 35.
Yeah, well.
You went right for 55. Thanks.
So, Father, where are you at?
Queen of Heaven.
I mean, where are you at?
Oh.
You're with it and hip and all that. I mean, you're doing this thing for the young folks.
Trying.
This In a Word, I got it right finally, which you can watch on the YouTube channel, Daybreak YouTube, right?
YouTube video series,
right?
In a Word.
Now, last segment, we made some pork, and you like to use the mallet on that. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
That was fun.
Yeah. Did you ever have veal saltimbocca or at all? Does that ring a bell?
I think I did.
It's basically, you know, veal with some nice little prosciutto ham over the top, some sage leaves, and a little cheese. And so we're going to make that. It's easy to make, but we're not going to make it with veal, which is very expensive. Plus, some people have problems eating veal. So we're going to make it with a chicken breast. So what I'm going to ask you to do is put the chicken breast in there, in the plastic bag, like we did with like you did with the pork. And then, perfect, okay. Anything raw chicken, too, you want to be careful that you don't cross-contaminate. All right, yeah.
Just start banging.
Please, yep. And this one we're going to get a little flatter than the other one. Now hold on, be gentler.
All right.
See, you're blowing the whole thing apart here. Let's see. So what we want you to do is kind of make it all.
I don't know my own strength.
Here's what we want to do. We want you, make it even so it's all like the same width. Yeah, much better, much better. Now, if you will take that out of the bag, and let's, you know what, I'm going to turn our little pan on there.
Do you ever hum while you cook?
Why do you keep asking me about the hum? Do I hum while I cook? No, I usually... No, I listen to usually Italian music when I'm cooking.
Volare.
Volare. Ave Maria. Sometimes I sing like an opera singer, I think. So I'm going to ask you to just put a little bit of salt and a few grinds of pepper on there. And like you reminded me, we should do it on both sides, but I'll let you put the pepper on first. We got our heat going. You're going to put it in the back of the pan. Oh, no, not like that. No,
oh, boy.
You're not going to roll it up.
I was just going to kind of
pick
keep
up
all
one
the...
side. Pick up this side like this. Pick up this side like this.
Okay.
And then just gently lay it down in the pan. Oh. It's good. Good going. Don't push it. Don't touch it.
All right.
That's one thing we do with food. We touch it too much when it's cooking. So we're going to let that brown a little bit. Well, you know, how does it affect you with the realization that you may affect the lives of a number of younger people?
Yeah, one of the things I think about is how different the priesthood is today compared to years and years ago. And I find that social media now is such a great tool and mechanism for us to kind of reach out to people all over.
I think this has got to be flipped over. I'm not sure, but I think so. Oh, that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit browner. I should have waited. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just think doing God's work and trying to stay out of my way all day, and whatever God puts in front of me, I got to be attentive to. And
what's the most important thing for you in being attentive to God's will?
Being docile to the Spirit.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I guess it just means being tuned in, and prayer life is very important. And
prayer life,
yeah,
is very important.
Very
right?
important.
Yeah.
So just making sure that there could be two great things to do and a decision that you got to do, and I just try and do the better of the two.
Sure. Yeah. It's not always easy, is it?
No.
Now this chicken is not cooked inside. It's not completed.
So we put it in the oven?
But we're going to put it in the oven too. But I'm going to put it in on one of these plates, and you can actually put these in the oven. So I'm going to put it in about 250 degrees. But first I'm going to put the rest of what makes it Saltimbocca on here.
How long do you put this in for?
About 15, 20 minutes, because you've pounded it so thin that it's still cooking right now. You can feel the heat radiating. So it's cooking, and it will continue to cook. And if you put it in the oven for like 10 or 15 minutes, it'll be just perfect, not dried out and not at the right temperature. Now, first of all, we're going to put a little, you want to put...
Should I get the scissors out again, or...?
Why don't you just use the whole leaf or tear them a little bit and kind of cover that. This is what really makes a Saltimbocca, it's sage. Do you ever use sage? Are you familiar with it?
No.
Give it a whiff. It's really very potent, almost like a little bit like, almost eucalyptus-like, you know?
It's a beautiful smell.
It's a beautiful smell, yeah. This is prosciutto. You could use ham if you want, a very thin sliced ham, but prosciutto makes it so terrific. And I'm going to put a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Can I try some of that just
to
make sure it's safe?
It's definitely safe, I think. Isn't that good? I always like that cheese. Now, as I said, this is going to go in the oven at about 250 degrees on this plate. Now, you could do it, if you say you're making this for 10 or 15 people, you can do these, put them on a cookie sheet, then just finish them all off in the oven with the sage and the prosciutto and that. And now, butter, a little bit of olive oil, because this is, we're using this for a sauce, not for cooking, okay? We don't want to brown it. We could brown it a little if we wanted to, because brown butter tastes pretty good. Okay, I'm going to throw in a little bit of white wine. You could use vermouth. You can use any kind of white wine that you like, but you don't want it to be really, really sweet.
Does that just bring out the flavor?
It does, yeah. I think it does. I'm going to put in a few caper berries for our saltiness. Or you could use small capers as well. And let's see, we got a little, put a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt in there. A little bit of pepper. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to put that little bit of lemon juice in here. I like this. You don't need a sauce for Saltimbocca, but I like it. I'm going to put a little sauce, this butter caper sauce with a little bit of wine around there. I'm not going to pour it all over, just maybe a little sprinkle. That looks pretty good, huh? You want to try a taste of that?
Absolutely.
Dig right in, my friend. There you go. We thank God for all of the gifts that God gives us, especially the gift of family, of friends, of church, of priests like Father Dave. And we pray, too, for more vocations to the priesthood and religious life, but especially the diocesan priesthood here in our Diocese of Buffalo and other places as well. Don't forget to go to the Daybreak YouTube channel to see things from Bishop Malone and myself, and also Father Dave in a word. In a word. Anything else to say goodbye with, Father Dave?
So good. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. Good.
I appreciate you.
You could
letting me
make
come
that?
on.
Can you make it?
I think I could pull it off.
You could pull it off. And you could pull it off, too. Go get our recipes at the Daybreak TV
give me
channel.
one of these.
Okay? Yeah. That's one of my favorite things, especially at the end of a long day. Till next time, God bless you, and we'll see you.